What's up, guys? And we're a little bit old school right now. We're on the phone. I'm waiting for a video to export, and I have the footage on the memory card. So we are going to be working on Hyperblue today. So we're the day before the track, and we got some things we need to go over to get this thing ready. We're going to drain our catch can, make sure that's all empty. We're going to go over the fluids on the car, fill it with fuel, the basics of what we're doing. But today is kind of something special. This is something I've been needing to do on the car for, I think it's been over a year now, ever since we really did this setup on the car. And that's going to be cutting up a headlight. So let's take a look. As you guys can see here, and I'm sure you guys obviously have watched all the other videos, the turbo's right here on Hyperblue. And we have the factory headlight in there, which does fully work and operate like it should. You can see how close this turbo is to the headlight here. So it's literally right up against the headlight there. The car still made 1,040 with the headlight in, and then obviously when we remove it, it makes more power, as you would think, and it would spool faster. But we've had some recent haters, I guess, that are complaining the car is not a street car because it doesn't have a headlight when it's at the track. Pretty dumb if you ask me, but that's what happens. You start going up further and further, and you're gonna have people that hate on you no matter what. But we're gonna go ahead and play around with the headlight. If you see here, I have another STI light that's all apart here, and you can tell I've already took out the high beam portion. So what I'm gonna be doing today is we're gonna put this headlight on the car, and I'm gonna see about cutting this all out. So the cool thing about the turbo kit here, if we take a look on the back of this light, you see how it's actually rounded right there? The turbo actually sits perfectly in there, and it's all the way against here. So what I'm thinking about doing is just cutting the inner round right here and around and see what that gets me. For this, I also did go ahead and get a velocity stack. If some of you saw one of my Instagram posts, if you guys follow on there, we have this vibrant velocity stack. And guys, I know this probably doesn't do justice on how big this is, but look at this. I'm gonna set this up here. Yeah, you can tell we got freaking problems because 5 inches ain't gonna fit through there. So granted, we've already cut this bumper. It's pretty much ruined at this point. I really don't want to cut that out right there. So what I think we're gonna do is we're gonna cut this headlight up and see about just leaving it open and not run the velocity stack and see how much we like that idea, and see also the thing behind this and why I'm not just putting the headlight in because of haters, guys, but we're putting the headlight in because we're trying to make the front of the car more aerodynamic. And obviously when you don't have a headlight here, it acts just like a big parachute, because obviously you have the turbo there and then you have everything's open here, and it's just not as aerodynamic as it would be if I just had a headlight here and cut even right there. So that's another reason why we're doing it. Hopefully make this more aerodynamic. Andrew cut the bumper out the last time, as you guys saw, which thank you, Andrew, for that. But I'm not too big of a fan of just the straight up and down. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and change it to where you see how we have an angle here. I'm gonna take that up to the corner of that grill and kind of just change up, because there's nothing really square on the front of these cars, and I think it just looks out of place. So that's just me being picky. First thing first though, we're gonna get this bumper off. Really straightforward on this car and on these cars in general. I'm gonna get the bumper off. We're gonna get this headlight out, and I'm gonna sit that other headlight up into there and see what we're working with, see where we, what we need to cut and whatnot. But I'll keep you guys updated. Let me get this bumper off. So as you can see here, we got the bumper off. You guys have probably seen this many times. This is what it looks like behind the headlight there. And when I was putting the headlight up here, other headlight being there, this will be our parts one. This one is off of a wreck car that we picked up, so it doesn't have any tabs up on top, so we'll have to figure out a way to mount this if we do end up going this route. Obviously, these headlights are pretty expensive, guys. They've come down in price over the years. I believe you can find one for like $400 now, used. But brand new, they're about $800. So I don't want to cut up our original one there. That one has clear bra on it too. So that's why I picked up a parts one here. And obviously, like I said, we're going to trim right here. And it's looking like we need to bring this all the way out to this outer edge over here and cut all this out. And that's where it sits. So I'm gonna get the cutter out. I'm gonna cut that out, and then I'm gonna see where we're at as soon as we get that trimmed out, guys. So we went ahead and made that first cut, and to be honest with you, not too bad. You can see we have the whole face of the turbo there. Probably could have maybe not trimmed so much right there, but you know, for the end of it and what this is going to be doing, I think that's perfectly fine. I can go ahead and clean my cut up now, and we'll still have our full LED projector over here, and then we'll have our full turbo. I think it's going to look killer. So I'm going to pull this thing back out of here. As you can see, it's not very difficult. It's just sitting there, and if you look at the back of it, I mean, it's a pretty jagged cut. So I'm going to get that cleaned up, and then from there we're going to have to start messing with the front portion of this, which, as you can tell, there's nothing here, and in there you have the sea light and everything. So we're gonna have to put that back in. I'm trying to decide for the sea light, because the sea light comes out to here, and I really don't want it to break off or get sucked into the turbo, obviously. So I think I'm gonna have to try to figure something out there. We'll see. First, I'm gonna get that cut all nice and cleaned up, and then we'll go from there. So something I didn't show is I got a 5-inch coupler. This is a 6-inch. I need to cut it down to 2 3-inch pieces. And we have this gigantic 5-inch aluminum piece of pipe here. And this is 12 inches long. So this is for the velocity stack here. And I was trying to take this and run it out to the front of the car. But you can see instantly our issue that we were talking about earlier is getting this thing to fit through that headlight spot there, and we're gonna have to neck it down. You know, unless I went out like at an angle, which I'm not sure about. I don't know. So I'm gonna take a look at this. I did mark it up here, and we can see maybe if I can squish this down a little bit right there. Or, I mean, we could run it out worst case like that. Here's our velocity stack. And you can see, be like so. I don't know, guys. We'll have to figure something out. Or I won't use this. And we'll just use that headlight. But let's see. Well, guys, we're in the next day, and I sucked at recording a lot of that headlight. It was really messy. As you guys can imagine, cutting that and cutting the lens was super messy, but we're gonna get onto that. First, you guys will notice wearing one of my nice Prime shirts. You guys will see more on that in an upcoming video, but this thing looks killer, guys. I'm really happy with how it came out. I really wish I could have done the velocity stack in it, but there's just no real way without really cutting up the car because of the way the headlight necks down there. To get a 5-inch piece of pipe through there is just not going to work out very well. So I think this is the next best thing. I am going to have to make a test hit before we go to make sure it's hitting the same boost that it should. So with all due said, let's take a look. So as you can tell, we have a straight shot to the turbo there. The lens is all nicely cut, and I mean, look, the hole is, I can go all the way back to the turbo here. So I mean, there's quite a bit of room here. It's just not 5 inches of room to get a piece of pipe through here. If I wanted to put that in, I would have to end up cutting like down here, and I really don't want to cut that. I mean, this bumper is pretty much, I don't know if I would say junk, but pretty much a race bumper at this point, so it probably wouldn't matter to cut that out there and put the 5-inch piece in there. But I'm gonna try this. This looks a lot cleaner in my opinion, and I've always been that way where I've been really picky of it. I think this looks the best on here. And then I'm gonna clean this cut up. I think I was talking to you guys about this before when we were starting to cut this, but I'm gonna clean this cut up that Andrew did for us. Thank you, Andrew, but I just don't like the straight up and down portion of it when nothing on these cars is really straight and just like boxy. So we're gonna match this piece here, and we're just gonna bring that same design up to that corner, and I think that'll look better, kind of like gray. At first I really didn't like this bumper cut, but then it truly did grow on me, guys. I mean, obviously the efficiency of it. This one, I should have went a little bit slower, but we were rushed that day. But you see here how it just is open on the sides, and that creates pretty much what's called like a parachute. And when you get to this point on these cars, especially this one where we're pushing the limits and we're fighting for hundredths of a second or tenths of a second, small things like that matter. So aerodynamic does play a role in it. I mean, we're taking a big berth out here and trying to push it through the wind. That's another reason why I wanted to put the headlight in. I am pretty excited about having this headlight back in the car, because now we don't have just this whole area open. So I think that's going to be helpful with it. Pretty excited about it. And now we're just going to get this thing cleaned up, because it is definitely pretty dusty. And I think I am going to switch it to street tires so that we can go do our test hit. Slicks, it's not that they're bad, it's just I really don't like doing the test hits on the street with them. I'd rather have it on the street tires. I know how the car's going to react more. These, when you're on back country roads, it's not the best thing to have on the car. So just going to do that to be as safe as we can. And yeah, so I'm going to get old white girl there moved out. That thing needs a bath too, and so does Series Gray. But gonna get those moved out, get this girl out, and we're gonna get that drain, the catch can drain still. Check over the fluids, bleed the coolant system, make sure that's all good, and top off the oil. So just the basics, guys. Just want to check over everything. When I have it in the air, I'll probably go ahead and check over a couple bolts underneath the front of the car, because when you're going this fast, a lot of things can go wrong. So I like to just double check. Call me picky, but it's just good to check, guys. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this thing cleaned up, and maybe I'll be able to make a video for you guys if this is long enough before the track. If not, it'll be delayed a day. But really hoping I can get this up for you guys today before I go to the track. It just depends on our internet, how slow it is, and how fast I get done with this. So I'm gonna get this knocked out, and I'll get this uploaded.
Try to catch me with the feelings, but too bad I don't have much of those. All I'm about is my pesos. You better have that thing by the month. Love can't have so much conflict, even at 4:44 in the morning. Let my chair turn around, let it roll, cause I'm in control. Friday night on 56, light a match, yeah we lit. Give her what she worked for, but I ain't promising no promises. She took me to the back room, gave me what I wanted, then she looked back. Ooh, let the games roll, then she looked down. I'm in control. Anything for couple dineros. You can do now. You can do now. You can do now. I'm a killer on the loose, got my gun now. I'm a killer on the loose, I'm a beast man. I'm a killer on the loose, got my gun now. I'm a killer on the loose, I'm a beast man.
we got it, guys. You saw me go ahead and trim that bumper up. Got it to where I think it looks better. You know, like I said, everyone has their own tastes and opinions. I think this looks better just because the front of the car has a bunch of angles on it. But take a look at it. What do you guys think? Go ahead and leave what you think in the comments for me. But this thing looks so good. Now, let's get these tires off. I'm gonna go ahead and put the street tires on it. While it's in the air, I'm gonna drain the catch can on the car, and then I'm gonna check the oil, and we're gonna try to bleed the coolant system just to make sure everything's good to go. So let's get these things on. Now, something I do need to fix, it looks like the slick, when we got home after racing, it caught the mud flap. So if you take a look here and you see how bent it is. So we do need to fix that. Try and put this where you guys can see what I'm doing. Sorry for a shaky camera, but there. Now, we're gonna take this guy off. We're gonna see if we can bend it back to where it's safe. Otherwise, we're just gonna end up pulling these things off. Now, I know some of you are probably like, why don't you just pull them off anyways? And you see, I don't really want to pull them off because the front tires stick out more than the rear, obviously, because we have a spacer on the front to clear the Brembo. And what that means is with the tires sticking out more and we're doing burnouts, that's going to throw crap all over the car. And I really don't want to scratch the car. I know it might sound lame, but don't really want to. Man, this thing's mangled, guys. Just look at that. Holy crap. So now I gotta see if we can bend this thing back to somewhat normal. Please hold. Probably have to hammer this thing down. Jesus. Just a moment. That does. Yeah, she's still a bit dickered, guys. Huh. Did I put it there? I mean, it might work. Let's try it. Worst case, doesn't work. Seems like it might work. Just trying to make sure that inner portion here is not sticking out too much. So we will have to see what ends up happening when I tighten this down. Seems like it went in. We'll give her a little tap. I mean, I don't think it can get much more in than that. Here, I'll show you guys. I think we did pretty dang good there. I mean, it's pretty far in for what we're going to be doing if you take a look here. So, should be good. Let's get the tire back on. Before I throw that tire on though, I'm going to drain the catch can. And if you take a look here, here's our wastegate dump tubes. And sorry this is shaky because I'm holding it on the mount. If you take a look further, right there is our drain on our catch can where a normal stock of pipe would come. So I'm going to pull that plug off there. Yes, it is just a rubber plug. No, that's not correct. It's supposed to have a 10AN plug on there, but you see, someone left it loose, me, and it decided to peace out on the last test drive. So I haven't got a new one. So yell at me, but I'm gonna put a clamp on it this time. Looks like it has a drip on it to make sure that we are safe. It is finally time to bleed this coolant system. You can tell I got some coolant in there. Hardly took anything there. Before I had a leak on the bottom lower radiator hose. Apparently I just didn't put it tight enough, and that was right when we first put the car together. So that's why I wanted to add some coolant. I did notice some higher coolant temps and intake temps with that hood scoop delete. Travis, he put one in too. It's a Versus hood scoop delete, and Travis ended up taking his back out because he said he kept having crazy heat soak issues with it. So I'm kind of back and forth if I should leave it in or not. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see what we do with like coolant temps now, because obviously it had a couple air pockets in it. So I'm gonna bleed the coolant system now, and we're gonna go out for a drive and see how it does. See if the temperature stays pretty good. Today is pretty cool, which I'm excited about, guys. Today is the day of racing, and I could not be more freaking excited. So let's go ahead get this first start knocked out. I added some oil into it, which is pretty normal with having this kind of power. Like I've told you guys before in previous videos, where it will push oil over a certain amount of pressure. So we did push a little bit of oil into our catch can, but that's what it's there for. So we went ahead and topped that off. Now we're gonna start this thing, let it warm up. I did get the street tires, as you guys saw on, and I think I'm gonna bring Travis along, because he'll have the best reaction for you guys on this thing, and he's never rode in it before. So I am gonna turn it down. It'll be on our street map, and we'll see if it hits target boost on that map, because the car usually hits right around 42-43 pounds with the headlight in, because obviously it blocked the airflow before. Car made 1,040. I have a 1150 map, which is like 53-54 pounds, and without the headlight it should hit that. Now keep in mind, I had it on there before, and we had all those dang boost leaks from the last video. So when we fixed those and I had the headlight out, it hit 46-47 pounds on it, but it was in third gear, so it wasn't in fourth. In fourth it'll hit more. I'm gonna do just another third gear, because I'm not trying to hurt the car or, you know, go beat on the car. I'm just trying to see if it's working the way I want it to, and it's not acting like a restriction, because obviously we're pushing the limits, guys. We're trying to do another 8-second pass, and that takes a lot. You know, if we were just trying to run a 10-second pass, and it wouldn't matter so much, I wouldn't care or be worried. So just catching you guys up on that a little bit, having a one-on-one. But let's get this thing warmed up, bleed this coolant system, and we'll go pick up Travis. Cold-blooded. Come on, girl. Dang, she's cold-blooded today. That's why. It is, if this thing will focus here, maybe. 73 coolant temp. Oh, well, now it went away. 73 coolant temp, so. Boomba for all the body on the car. So we're just letting it warm up. Then I'll turn the heat on. Oh, it was a bleeder. Tried. And I couldn't be happier with how the coolant looks. If you look here, there's no air coming up. That's a good sign, guys. That's really good. Pretty happy about that. Let this thing warm up, and then we'll go for a drive. Now that we got this thing all warmed up, we're gonna head over to Travis's house and pick him up right now. So let's get on the road. Look what we found. You get to get your first. You're rolling. Oh crap! That usually helps, guys. If you hit the e-brake.
Rookie.
Yeah. Now you get to see the headlight.
Hey, you know what? You showed up just in time. I was pulling my passenger.
Yeah.
Yeah, pulling everything apart.
Damn. Ooh. Yeah. Woo.
Yeah. Oh fuck! You only got 5%.
I know. That's why I didn't turn it on.
One pull.
One pull. All right, guys, we're out here in Mexico. We only have 5% of the camera, so hopefully this ain't holds with us right now. But we're getting ready to do a pull. Your first time ever.
Yeah, haven't even ridden in this car.
Hopefully our headlight trick works. But here we go.
It's a little bit sketchier than mine.
Yeah, she got a little out there.
I like it.
46.9 pounds, so
You'll-
the same as it hit before.
Hey, you'll enjoy the look on my face when you go to fourth, because my eyes went like, it went like a dinner plate. My eyes just went huge.
So now before the camera dies, tell them what it feels like, because I can't ever give an expression.
It feels like you're getting sucked into your seat harder than you can physically push yourself into your seat.
Yeah.
It was, I mean, I had the feeling with gray, but it's a lot more aggressive in this.
Yeah.
You're sitting there waiting for boost to come in, and then all of a sudden, I'm gone.
Yeah. It's like a switch.
It feels so good.
It does.
Yeah, it's the fact that you're expecting the tires to come loose.
Yep. They did, although
Yeah,
got a little sketchy.
I agree.
But yeah, that's pretty normal, honestly. Now you got your first try.
Hey, sweet. It actually stayed recording through that whole thing.
Yeah.
Now it says your battery's like dead.
Yeah.
Mexico!
Alright guys, we're back from doing that test drive, and it seemed like the headlight is working perfect, because without the headlight on that same map that I had the car on, it hit 46.9 pounds, and that was in third gear, and it hit that the same amount, so that means it is definitely working. So that's a positive. Super happy about that, and it looks super clean. Oh, look, we got a UPS guy. Wonder if we get any parts. Probably not. Here guys, I'll let him pass and I'll continue. There, now that we got the UPS guy gone, I can talk to you guys. That way you don't hear it in the background. Tonight is track night. I got the video pretty much all edited for you from today. It's going to be going up. I probably won't be able to get it up till tomorrow morning, judging by it already being about 4 o'clock right now. So just getting ready to leave. Wanted to touch on something before I did leave. You guys take a look here inside the car. Looks pretty normal, right? And I do know this probably, some of you spotted this in the videos, but I have been toying around with taking some weight out of the car. The only things I've taken out though, guys, and I know there's not really that great lighting here. Let me go to the other side. Maybe I can show you better. But I know some of you have probably seen this in the background of the video today, and I just don't want you to act like I'm hiding it from you guys or anything like that. But as you can see in here, and this will adjust, I took out the back seat here and just the stuff that was in the back there, so the side like trim pieces, they don't really weigh anything. And then that rear mat in the back, I don't know, I took out that in the back seat. I did take the door panels off too, as you can tell there. So just so you guys see it in the background and you don't think obviously that I'm hiding it, I'm not. Just toying around with it a little bit. I don't even think it's that much weight, guys. I think the back seat was 40 pounds together, and then door panels are 5 to 7 pounds a piece, and then probably the trunk stuff, so we're probably 60 pounds or so. I don't know, it's not that much that came out, but I figured something that would help. That stuff was out on my last track day as well, so that way you guys know. It was in the video there too that you could see, but just wanted to know and see it. That way you guys don't ever think I'm hiding anything from you, because I'm not. Couldn't be more excited that it's track night. Been looking forward to this. You know, we have track nights are once every 2 weeks here, and we only have 2 more after this, so I couldn't be happier. Just happy to go out, enjoy the car. Junior did send me another map for the car, so we'll see how it does. You know, fingers crossed we go faster. End of the day, it already went 8s, guys. I'm happy it went 8s. I'm just going out to enjoy the car, have fun, and a bunch of friends are gonna be out there. So hope you guys enjoyed that video. I hope you really enjoyed this video. I've been making them longer for you guys, so That way, I know some of you were commenting and want to see longer videos, so I've been doing closer to half hour for you guys. Hope you guys have been enjoying them, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye, guys.
Living life up in the fast lane. Hey. Living life up in the fast lane. And I ain't slowing down, I ain't slowing down, I ain't slowing down. Living life up in the fast